Hey guys, it's Kelsey and back with another scrapbooking process video. Today is layout 3 for the Dog Mini album for my stepdad, so this is going to be his Christmas present. And I'm having fun working through it with you guys. So layout 3, I have this kind of peachy tan background, so I'm going to be looking for black and green pattern papers to pull in as my layers. So I'm just going through my scrap pile and trying to figure out which ones that's going to be. I love this green one with the medallions. I think it kind of makes this page mirror or go back to the first layout where I used the gold version of that pattern paper. And then I wanted to make sure I used a black with a gold in it because I don't have any gold on this layout yet, so I found this black one that has the dashes in that gold metallic. I especially like this because this layout's right next to the layout 2 you guys saw last of Kevin. The background on that page is black and gray with the same dash pattern, so I think it'll help this third layout kind of mirror that one a little bit too. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm bringing elements from previous pages as I go forward. This one I am going to keep the photo a 4x6 just because I love the scenery in this picture. This is my mom's backyard and I absolutely love it. They have this lake. They just did this new fence that just looks really beautiful, and so I didn't want to trim any of the background because I just thought I just love this whole photo as a 4x6. So this is a picture of Boo, and this is Mike's probably favorite dog. He'd never admit it, but this is the dog that's just always with Mike, follows him everywhere. So I was happy to have a big photo for her. I just went ahead and matted it on white, and then instead of matting it on black right away, I decided to do a matte in this green. I just wanted a nice thick green matte around here, but I will go back and do that skinny black matte around that. So I'm still keeping the same elements from the first couple pages, but switching it up a little bit. And then now that I've committed to doing this notebook edge punch on the side of the book's binding, I decided to use the green just so it tied in with that big matte that I did. So now that I have those two elements figured out, I need to figure out where I'm going to use the black paper, and I'm thinking I might just have a partial matte going around the outer side of that photo. So that's what I'm thinking of so far, but I know for sure this green notebook edge punch is going to be on this side, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that stuck down so I know how much room I have to play with. And I think that looks so cool. I love the notebook edge punch on all these layouts. And then again, I'm just trying to make sure I ink everything in the black. So I'm going to do that around the background really quick, and then around the green. And then I think I'll start layering. I don't need too much of this black showing, but I want enough to where you get that glimmer of the gold. And then with it being on the outer edge of the photo, I wanted to incorporate a little bit of that on the inner part of the layout as well. So I'm thinking maybe I'll trim a fishtail banner out of that scrap and have that be the base of something, and that'll help kind of mimic the first layout I did with the big banner. So just trying to make sure these elements are all running throughout the book. Here's that final matte in that skinny piece of black. I just think that adds a nice little pop and nice contrast to the lighter background on this one. So got that down. I'm going to trim up this final layer, and then we'll get the banner down. I know I want something on this banner, but I'm not quite sure what. I definitely don't want to use another paw print die cut because the page right next to this one is the one of Kevin that you guys saw last that had the paw print. So I'm trying to make sure the same element isn't, right next to other pages. So I might leave it blank for now just to try to figure out what's going to go there. This banner here I realized kind of looked too skinny, so I will cut a thicker banner, but I realized I did want to go ahead and do another layer with the film strip. So I have that scrap I didn't use all of on the first layout. I'm going to go ahead and back this in vellum again, and that's going to run beside on the right side of the page behind all those big layers. I just want it peeking out of those layers just for another pop of black, and again tying back into that first layout I did. So gonna get this part glued down. I'm trying to not make a mess with this wet glue, so I'm trying to let it dry a smidgen before I start cutting. And then I just want to make sure as I'm trimming this up, I'm making sure all the details of the film strip are cleaned up where the vellum is. So I'm just doing that as I cut. But I love this detail. I'm going to get that glued down behind these layers. And then I think pretty much the only thing I have left is to make a bigger banner. I'll have this banner to hopefully use at some point in the book. But that one just was looking too skinny. So I'll switch it out. But I love this spacing. I think it's perfect. I think it's kind of fun that the film strip's running off the edge. I'm going to go ahead and, I think, glue down the photos, but I will switch that banner out. But I think that looks really fun. So there we go, trimming up the bottom. And then I'll try to figure out what to do on this inner corner, but I think I realized that piece was just too skinny for that area. So I'm going to trim this one into a fishtail instead. And I'm pretty sure that's where we will leave the page until it's time to come back for final touches. So again, a really kind of easy, quick layout, but I feel like we're doing good with kind of bringing elements from the prior pages into this one, so it all reads really well together, which is the goal. So I'm going to get this banner down, and I will see you in the next one.